Cameraman.
Tonight's going to be different. Tonight's our county convention. We are basically doing just that. So the very first thing we have to do is our seating. And we will be voting tonight. And you have to be a precinct delegate to vote. So from this set of tables, everybody has to be a precinct delegate. Over here in this group, like Julia, everybody that's not a precinct delegate. Everybody follow that? Everybody's a precinct delegate that's over here?
Do I need to credential them? So non-precinct delegates need to move? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyone who is not a precinct delegate, please rise and head over here. I hate to do that to you guys, but we kind of need to make sure we keep it straight. Oh, okay, we're all good?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Our county convention will come to order. And first, I'd like to have someone do the prayer. Anybody have anyone want to volunteer to do the prayer? Jesse Heinbaugh. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this meeting that we have. Pray that you'll be in our midst. Help us to make good decisions, Lord. We just thank you for the ability to live in this United States and have freedoms, and help us to remember to strive to have our freedoms continue. Dear Lord, just thank you again for those that are in leadership over us. We pray for them as the Bible asks us to do. And just be with us tonight. And we ask this in Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah. Michael Thyng, who's running for sheriff. Yeah, it's easier if you do.
Also, Robin Swartz is running for sheriff, and she just let me know that one of the former Coldwater police officers was shot today in Battle Creek. She's a Battle Creek police officer. Her name is Jessica Alexavier. Apparently she's doing well.
She's in stable condition and she's texting, so that's a good thing.
And she's texting like all the younger people do. And I just wanted to make sure everybody had her thoughts because she is from here and she was an officer locally. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Larry, you want to do the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I move to amend the agenda by removing items 3 and 4 and move right into item 5, county convention.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to remove items 3 and 4 off the agenda, to move right into the county convention, and we're, by doing that, basically skipping a normal meeting in order to get the convention taken care of. Any discussion? All in favor? This is for the,
Might need a roll call vote.
that is a question. On this, it would be everyone, wouldn't it? Because everyone votes tonight. Every precinct delegate first
Do I need
votes
to roll
tonight.
call for everyone?
I think it's just a good executive committee needs to vote on that.
Okay.
I believe so.
Jennifer's our parliamentarian. It's just for the executive committee to decide. So, executive committee, are you in favor of dropping the regular meeting off the agenda and just doing the county convention? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Okay. So, now we're at the county convention.
Yep. So tonight, we're going to bring the county convention together, and for a lot of people, if you don't quite know, what we're doing is the state convention is coming up March 2nd. At that state convention, as a group, we will vote for who we want to support for president. We will vote for our district 3 delegates and 3 alternates to go to the national convention in August out in Wisconsin. And then also we'll vote for a committee woman and a committee man that will represent Michigan at the national level. They are, for no other term, somewhat like what we have an executive committee. Those 2 people would go for the national committee and represent Michigan. Those are the main things that we'll be voting for out there in caucus and then at the state level. There could also be some excitement with the 2 people claiming to be chair, so it's hard to tell what might happen there. Could be good. Have cameras ready. So we can send from our county, they pick the number by the amount of votes that we have cast in elections. We can have 11 delegates that go to state to vote on everything they're voting on that day. And then we have 11 alternates that also go to cover for the delegates. The last time we went, we made sure to rotate the alternates in as much as we could to get them in to make a vote also, to keep them involved. So even if you go and you're an alternate, still very interesting to do. So what we're going to do, we'll be passing out paper. Every precinct delegate can vote for this. We'll pass out paper and we'll vote for 11 people after we get the names on the board. And those will be the delegates. And then after that, we'll work on the alternates. So right now, I have to, they have a provision to where you can change out the chairman for the evening for the convention. So if anybody wants to nominate anyone else to run or be the chairman for the night instead of me, you can make nominations now. And if not, by default, I'll just keep going.
We're good.
We're happy.
I move we operate in the default mode.
Support. Oh yeah. Yeah. Everything Okay, so I'm going to be the chairman for the night. So, what we're going to do is we're going to ask for people that want to go to be delegates and alternates for the state convention. You do not need to nominate another person. You can just nominate yourself. Just say you want to go. And even if you're not a precinct delegate, probably when we get into the alternates, there could be room for you.
Point of order, we need to cast a unanimous ballot for you, and then we need to also appoint a secretary.
Now that they didn't have in the rules this time.
We didn't have secretary?
They changed that?
Changed it. I didn't see it anywhere for secretary,
Okay,
but they did chair again.
okay.
So, yeah,
So I want to make this official, and I move to cast a unanimous ballot to elect Randy as our chairman for the
Or-
convention.
it's been moved and supported to keep me as your chairman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Passes. All right. So let's start working on some names.
I nominate Karen
Kirkpatrick.
Good job, Bob.
And that girl over there. Doug?
Nominate Jennifer Swartz.
Jared?
Nominate Randy Hollister.
Dave?
I'm just gonna nominate myself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Would you vote first and last names, especially where it grouped up?
Yeah.
Randy, I'd like to place a nomination, Michelle Boyd.
Okay. Boy, she gave you a look.
No, thank you.
You
I,
got-
I'm not gonna be able to.
Oh, can I have something to wipe this off?
I have.
Here.
Thank you. Come on, Michelle.
Jessica?
Nominate myself, Chris,
And
and
Hope.
put him in the corner.
Yeah. Clear down at the bottom.
Clear at the bottom.
Karen?
I nominate David and Judith Mansfield.
Hold on, I got Jessica Green and Chris Green?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I can only write so fast.
And I'm not even asking for a no.
Okay?
That's how you roll.
I'm not even looking at you.
That's how you roll. David?
I thought it was only delegates and.
Dave, you prefer Dave or David?
It
Dave?
is,
Dave?
Delegates,
Right.
Depends how many delegates are in the room. And as a group, we can put as high as 2 people that are not precinct delegates on the list with everybody. And then past those 2, as we get down through it, if we don't have enough people to get to 22, then
So we could add David.
anyone, yeah. John? Nate works?
I'm sorry?
Nate.
Nate? Warts. Yes.
Don't be bashful, Nate. You say your own name.
Who says I wanna go with her?
Oh!
I'm kidding, I'd be honored.
I'm gonna have you teeing him up, aren't I?
Yeah. You have to be able to walk into
Anybody else? That's a short list.
Susan DeLong.
I can't go, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
How about John Lindsay?
Cannot go either.
Can't go.
Would love to.
Doug Campbell? I can't go.
Michelle?
How about Lisa and Jerry?
Throw me in the pile.
Letha's like.
You wanna go, Doug?
You'll sift it out.
How many
Go ahead.
names we got up
What, Jared?
We have 9.
A couple more, you guys. Do you want in, Jerry? Jerry, are you interested?
Doug-
Jerry's interested.
Doug Campbell.
Okay, Doug. Hold on.
That's with 2 L's and a C.
Hold on. You got Jerry?
I'm not sure. David Lewis nominated.
And I'm sorry, who else?
Do we have him on there?
Doug Campbell, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, March 2nd.
Randy, give us more time. March 2nd, what time do you have to be there?
10 o'clock in downtown Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, they're on there.
Anything on
Is
Friday
there
or
caucus
number
the
5 and
night
6.
before?
The 10 o'clock in the
Just
morning,
for-
it actually starts out as a caucus.
Okay,
And then moves on to a state
gotcha.
later. Dina? We haven't seen you for a while. You wanna go?
Sure.
I'm sorry, first question.
Dina, Deena.
OLDS.
Just the way it sounds. I think I can handle that one. Woo-hoo.
Robert Williams.
Robert Williams?
Rocky? Rocky will go. Rock Ludwig.
Rocky.
Chance, are you available?
Rock, is it Ludwick? Okay.
They can't go. You guys can't go. Megan, Jordan, Lori.
CKSKI.
Ludwick?
SKI.
That's
What? Trying to put a ski on there.
The reason I'm confused is my mom's maiden name's Ludwig, so I always want to go Ludwig. I want to confuse it. So.
Can you read who we have?
Julia?
Did anyone send a request to be put on the
Oh,
ballot?
good point. Did anyone send a request?
Nicole? Anybody contact?
Okay.
I checked my email just before I came in. Nobody.
And Miss Julia, did you just request Can she nominate someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiffany's not here.
Tiffany Vargo, are you game to go? Miss Tiffany Vargo? Yes. Okay.
Don't look so excited.
Right?
Can you ask for a show of hands?
Jan?
Anyone else?
How about theirs?
No. Does anyone else?
Yeah.
We're trying to keep drawing it out. Anybody else?
Don't be shy. Or be shy, but do this anyway.
Can you read the list of names so I can write
Yes.
them?
Karen Kirkpatrick, Jennifer Wartz, Randy Hollister, David Lewis, Jessica Green, Chris Green, Judith Mansfield, Dave Mansfield, Nate Wartz, Jerry Van Blarkum, Doug Campbell, Dina Olds, Robert William, Rock Ludwig, and Tiffany Vargo. You are welcome, and you are a speed demon. I love that about you. I'm sorry, who?
I added the S from mine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm all about it. Did I do it right? Finally? Okay. Robert Williams. Sorry.
Anybody else interested? Otherwise, I'm gonna move to close nominations. Anybody else?
What about you, Chance?
I'm not gonna be available.
No, okay.
Grandma's having a knee replaced. I kinda had to stand by.
Literally.
We'll open the floor again for all the, right, you'll open the floor again for alternates, right?
Yeah, he can't go. His kids are competing. Everybody's competing on that. So, that's our list then. If we have no other volunteers or victims, and we'll pass out papers and pens.
We have to close.
I move to close nominations.
Oh, sorry.
Support.
Moved and supported to close nominations. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passed. Our tellers are supposed to be here 3 minutes ago, but we could pick a couple of victims that are not. Michael is not on there. Rick, you got a question or you want to help? So we need to pass these papers out, and we need to know how many we're passing out.
Well, each person gets one, and then we need to know a total. Yeah. So, and you needed to know who the two tellers are you're appointing. You're appointing Rick Hollister, right?
I would nominate Julia Lindsay.
Yeah. Rick and Julia would be good. I kept expecting Cheryl Gary walking the door, but.
Okay. So Julia.
Yep.
Yeah.
All this side.
How many
So,
people? You want two tellers or three?
I think 2 would be enough. Julia and Rick for tellers.
If Cheryl comes in, Cheryl can join, right?
Yeah.
Alex, turn that towards all of us.
A little more.
Everybody, right, Randy? Randy, back closer. There's only delegate Cody.
Only
Keep coming. Keep coming. A little more.
No, it's
I mean, fine.
How's that?
David, do you want me to just send the list to you?
Well, I could read it fine, but it was like this, they couldn't read it at all.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna send it to you.
So, just as a reminder, you're voting for 11 out of the 15. Everybody's voting for just 11 this time. Darius, you keep trying to ask a question.
No, you keep answering them, I'm good.
Well, I read your mind if you didn't hear one of it. Thank you, Mike.
Well, if other two show up, that would be.
Does everybody have a pen? Because we have.
Oh, there's extra up here.
Yeah, we have extras.
We can bring some to you, or you can.
Yeah.
We're at 43.
I can put my bag on. Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
45.
Or not, June?
So here's one.
Let's have, when Rick and Michael get theirs, and start collecting. We have Michael and Rick helping you, Cheryl. So when you and Gary get yours done, we'll just have all four of you count.
Okay. And Julia, tell us how to do it for a minute. She always has a good
Hey?
We had Julia listed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Julie. I said one with them helping out.
So it's
Julia.
Julia, Rick.
Yes, So now the number is gonna be
45 ballots.
You get,
paper.
they're not casting our, they're not taking our ballot. Do you remember how far down we went? It still has 4 years to get them elevated. Actually, wasn't it 5 or 6? Yeah. Because he was at the bottom, he never got elevated, but it was at least, I think we stopped it.
We didn't want me on the floor.
Yeah, you didn't want the council.
She's gonna be running her snacks and stuff in the back.
Yeah, you have to be right down to like 1 or 2. You got everybody.
I didn't bring mine either. They don't have left, the gas left.
I still want you to know all the and I can go back.
Anybody else have a ballot?
So, you guys need paper and tally?
Sure. And he never even knows. Everybody got to drink. So we stayed at the Intertown Hotel at 3 o'clock in the White House. Oh my God, this place is just beautiful.
So, we're going to be doing some counting to get this figured out. And then when we get the 11 with the most votes, we'll take the 11 off the board and see what we have left and see if anybody else wants to join in. So in the meantime, does anyone have any questions about the state convention? Or it is that David knows.
Oh, I already forgot. Because they renamed it.
Randy, can I
Yeah,
do this
what
right now?
was Cobalt Hall,
Can I
right?
do this right now with these families? Ask people to
David, come up here and tell.
No,
I can't remember.
You don't remember, okay.
That's, sorry.
I'm looking it up.
It's like Farmington Place or something like that? Something Place.
Huntington
Huntington,
Place.
that's it. Huntington Place.
It was
Right.
Cobalt Hall.
Yeah, so you should mention before we start and look at Everyone should look your receipt account. All right. If you're a delegate, can you have a seat? We gotta count how many are here. Thank you.
Serious.
That's what my dad always.
Yep, really good. Wow, I'm impressed.
The kitchen.
I wrote you in anyway.
Yeah, we added that to
While we're waiting, the next big thing we have coming up is the Lincoln Day dinner. And Nicole is going to explain something.
If you are interested, we are looking for help. It says we need people to take these packets out. We're promoting the Lincoln Day event. Pretty soon we'll have it on social media as well, and tickets will be going live on Tibbetts' site next week. But we need to go out and get our advertisers, our sponsors, businesses that want to donate silent auction items, because we're having a silent auction with it this year. So Karen Kirkpatrick made these awesome booklets for us. It tells about the event. It gives us the sponsorship sheet with all the options, and it also has an example from the Reagan barbecue. So if they want to know what they get, there's different sizes in here they can see. So I have all these green folders. If sometime tonight before your leave, if you're willing, we can make more. Again, the more people who take them, the better. Like I said, even if you only get one, that's super helpful out of all of us here. So the more we get, and then you can always just bring them back at the next meeting to me or email me that you have some, and I'll connect with you. So again, it'll all be going live here next week, but this is what's huge for us that we need to start working on, because this is what brings in a lot of money to help with the event. Yes, Karen.
If nobody wants a folder, I didn't give these to you. I have
Okay.
just standalone if they just want one.
Perfect.
Right, one.
You've got 1, 2, see Karen, if you want a little folder that has it all, see me before you leave, and again, appreciate all the help, and if you have questions, let us know.
Thank you, Nicole.
I got one of the folders, but can I get an extra one of those too? Because I want to hit multiple places up.
And I eliminated one. I think it's like.
Yeah. It's not a good problem to start and then get to everybody.
We'll start with him. You literally said.
Sorry,
I'm
what?
gonna set aside my
Somebody
time, but it's 5 minutes.
volunteers to sponsor. When do you collect their funds? At the point of.
Yeah, I'd say at any point, really. I mean, as long as we have it before the event. But we'll have a date here soon. We'll need them for the program. The program will need to be made a couple weeks out. So let's say we would need the funds to secure them with, I'm going to say by March 15th. So a month. March 15th, so that way we have everything we need to put them in the program and guarantee their stop. Actually, one thing I want to mention, not with this too, if you are a local candidate for any position or know of someone running, with the event this year, we will have 10 spots, someone already took one, so 9 spots during our appetizer hour for a meet and greet. You will have a 4-foot section of a table to bring what you want, hand it out. It's your chance to meet constituents and get your name out there and talk about what you're standing for. So they just need to email me. They will buy their VIP ticket once they go live, but that'll include their 4-foot section to meet and greet people as they come. So email me if you want a spot. Like I said, there's only room for 10, so the first 10 who email me are the ones who get the spots. Yes.
I got a question. It says no corporate checks. So when we're going to business and stuff, how are they supposed to pay if they can't use corporate checks?
Okay, in a perfect world, I know none of this state makes sense. In a perfect world, if on their corporate check they have their private name, so like Susan DeLong for DeLong and Company, we can still take it. But also remember, we have the Anadot site, which is better. They could just go on our website and link and use their credit card, business credit card, just as easily. And then but those are options. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah.
I've even had some people that will take the business account, pay themselves in their personal account, and then pay it that way.
Or if you keep, $2,500, $3,500 wherever you lay your head down.
Right.
Underneath the mattress or in the blind.
Yeah, it's just the state, I don't know, the state doesn't make sense half the time. But I recommend at this point, most businesses have their business credit cards. It's easier just to go to the ANA.dot site and have them fill it out that way if they can. That way everything's on record there because they have to fill that information out. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, go ahead and have them write it.
It's easier to get forgiveness than
Yeah.
Right.
We'll handle it on our merch report.
Boy, it would have been nice if the Antidote site was on this sheet of paper.
Oh, well, the Antidote site is on our website.
I know.
Is the website on that paper?
I don't know.
Don't we have to move the QR code?
No,
No.
don't see it on there either.
No, it's on the website.
website goes on everything.
Yeah, so they can follow that.
Everything you do.
Okay.
And something someone just asked, just so for reference, in the past you've always had to pay for your ticket or whatnot. Everything will be through Tibbetts this year, so you'll be able to pay right on their website. It'll be easy and all track. So there's nothing that we have to collect here. Once it goes live, we'll let you know, and there'll be different ticket options with food, without food, that you'll be able to review and do. And yeah, so credit cards, debit cards, whatever, you'll be able to use right on Tibbetts' site.
All right, so I will update Anadot to make it so that these sponsorships can be received on Anadot. Okay, it'll be very, very clear, so that should be done by tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, thank you. She does. She knows that site so well.
Any other questions? Okay.
I would just add too, we have the main event, but we also have some great local talent that we're gonna have as pre-entertainment. So if you've ever heard of
We got Russell
Gates,
Gates.
it's gonna be kind of the music. We've got a couple different dance groups that are gonna be doing some patriotic dances for us, tap dance and ballet. And then we have another local artist who's gonna be doing a couple patriotic songs. So it should be really fun.
What's the date for Lincoln Day dinner?
April 6th.
It's a Saturday. Saturday, April 6th.
And like I said, there'll be options out there if you want appetizer show only. Ticket prices we keeping really low, so if you have kids, to bring kids, we want it to be a huge family fun night for everyone. So it'll be very affordable and a lot of options.
Any sponsorships? Any sponsorships for high school kids?
Oh, we decided just to keep tickets low, so kids are only, depending on your age, tickets, if you wanted to come to a show only, I'd have to look, I think $20. So
Well, actually, if there was a high schooler though, we do need some ushers. So
Yes.
if there are high school kids that would like to usher and come help us with ushering, then they could attend
for free.
for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially those kids who need community service hours. It'll be great. We'll give them a little training beforehand, so we'll Tibbet, so they'll know what to do. But yeah, we will for sure need 6. Depending on how many people, how many tickets we sell, we may end up needing more. But we need to start with 6 ushers.
Did you say the option too?
Yes. Yes. Oh, the gun, we didn't. I didn't mention the gun. Okay, we're just gonna give all the details. So with the silent auction, we're looking for items. We're hoping to have 10 really nice baskets, but our main item is going to be, I believe it's a 350 Legend that we are getting. That's gonna be our big item. We were hoping to make it a live auction due to some rules with Tibbetts. We can't really promote that hugely, so we're going to be putting it in text with our posts, but just to get that word out too, there will be a silent auction for a 350 Legend as our big item. All right, now I think that's everything.
Can we do that before Detroit?
Pardon?
Can we do that before we go to Detroit?
No joke.
So I don't forget, while everybody is here, we do have one person that has resigned from the executive committee. Our big old Marty has resigned. So at our next meeting, we will be moving someone up into the executive committee position. So keep that in mind, and we'll put that out in the agenda and everything for next month. And while we're still waiting, we'll hear something from Mr. Casey from the Walbergs.
Oops, I'm sorry. Do you need to pause convention to do? I think we need to pause convention.
I don't know that you can.
It's not really paused in a way because
We're just socializing.
we're
It's
waiting.
just an informal.
Waiting for the
Informal
council.
socializing. So socialize.
Am I allowed to socialize today?
Socialize.
All right.
Socialize.
I always love to socialize with all you guys. Last month when I was socializing with you all,
It's on tape.
that's right. I announced Tim's latest piece of legislation, which was the Enhancing Detection of Human Trafficking Act. When I spoke about it last month, it had just passed out of committee, and we're very proud to announce that as of this week it passed the House unanimously. So very happy about that. Yeah, so for those of you who weren't here last week, this bill essentially works to direct the Department of Labor to look for certain indicators that we're seeing. And this problem has really been exacerbated by a lot of the problems in our southern border right now. So over the last 2 years, we've seen a major uptick in both sexual exploitation cases of trafficking, but additionally human trafficking cases that have to do with labor exploitation. Many of these kids are being brought here by coyotes, by people that are claiming to be their parents. A lot of them are as young as 12 years old, and they're working in factories in dangerous conditions. Additionally to this, Tim held a hearing this week with Department of Labor officials to talk about some of the procedures that they're taking, and so we think this will be a great help to us in implementing this policy. So it's kind of a good caveat into our next topic, which is border security. This week, we successfully impeached Alejandro Mayorkas. It's something we were a little irritated that it didn't pass the first time. I don't know if all of you saw that. We kind of had a surprise. I'm happy to explain that a little bit. I don't want to take too much time, but we had a little bit of a surprise from the Democrats a couple weeks ago. So Representative Al Green, this crazy guy from Texas, he was in the hospital. And so when we have our whips in the House, the whips are the people that count the votes and they count who's going to vote on what. They had Al Green marked as, he's in the hospital, he's not going to be there to vote. So our numbers for what we need for it to pass are going to be different. Well, sure enough, last minute, here comes Al Green rolling down in a wheelchair and an IV in his arm. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's 100% true. But so essentially, what we had to do is, with the way the House Republicans have the rules set up right now, is if someone in House leadership votes no, we can revisit the issue later without having to go all the way through committee. So last minute, we had one of our folks quick change his vote to no, and so we were able to revisit the issue. Once we had Steve Scalise back this week, he's been out because he had cancer and he was undergoing treatment. So that's why there was a little hiccup, but we were very happy to have passed that this week. Now, we don't fully expect this impeachment to pass the Senate. I always want to level with you guys and not give you false hope about something. But the greater point is that we can hold Mayorkas and Biden, by doing this proceeding, we can hold them in the light of public opinion and let the court of public opinion decide in November. So that's what we're hoping to get you guys all out there in November. And I know everybody here is going to be out there banking their vote, going and casting their ballot. Let's see, what are the other pressing matters I need to discuss with you guys?
Can you talk about the process?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the border bill, the Senate recently passed a very weak, spineless border bill that did, frankly, very little to actually address the ongoing crisis. We've been working and talking with them for several months about how they could combine, Ukraine funding, Israel funding, supplemental funding for Taiwan, with a border bill. Essentially, once we were starting to see what the text of this bill is, we realized it was dead on arrival. It would have given amnesty to many millions of immigrants, and we all know why the Democrats want to give amnesty to immigrants. It's because they want their vote. So at the end of the day, we also have to ask ourselves, why would we make a deal with an administration that's refusing to even enforce the laws that they have on the books right now? If you look at since the end of Trump's presidency and Biden coming into it, Biden got an easy buy when the courts ordered that he had to keep Remain in Mexico in place. And he still has that tool at his disposal. He can use Remain in Mexico anytime he wants, but he refuses to. So if we had passed H.R. 2, which was our bill, that would have said you're required to use all these bills, and then we would have had more that we could pin on them. But the bill that they passed was weak, and we're not going for it. The only solution that we can have to this is
What's your 5 minutes?
all right. So thank you guys. Can I do one question? Yeah, I'm extra social tonight. I think it's 'cause there's so many extra people here. I think that's why. Can I do one question? Okay, I saw one hand up.
And I was just curious, doesn't it take the guys along to get across the border because they're registering them to vote as they come across?
That's above my pay grade. Thank you guys.
We're doing a check-in just to see the status.
Darius wants to know how you're They kicked me out without an answer. They're getting close.
That's no respect.
I get no respect.
We could offer a 2-minute option for anyone else who would like to socialize.
Sure. We should, as long as we have people here. If you're running for office, in office,
Anybody want to do a 2-minute social?
we'll go for a 2-minute socializing.
We're holding everyone accountable
Yeah.
for 2 minutes now, so people don't stay here till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just wanted, for those of you who aren't in my district, in Southwest Branch County, I'm running for a county commissioner in District 4. Rick Hollister, I think I've talked to everybody here that is in my district from District 4 and hopefully got your signature. If you are here from District 4 and I haven't got your signature yet, let me know. So getting the campaign started for county commissioner, and we'll see how that goes into the primary.
And that'll be replacing Tom for his seat.
Matthews, yes.
Yep. All right.
Did you say you had something to sign for people in your district?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in your district.
I pointed to her first, and then we'll come right to you.
Alright, I'm Robin Swartz. I am running for the office of sheriff for Branch County. I've been in law enforcement for 37 years. I've served the community of Branch for 29 years with Branch County Sheriff's Office. I retired in 2016 as a road patrol sergeant. I went to the Department of Corrections and worked for a couple of years. Then I got hired on with Coldwater Police Department, where I'm currently employed. I am currently in the position of school resource officer. I'm 60 years old, and I know that our current sheriff, John Pollock, has done a fantastic job. He's got us a state-of-the-art jail, and our road patrol is starting to come back.
and I figured this is a good time for me to throw my hat in the ring. And does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
What, if any, changes do you think that the Sheriff's Department could make in the next few years to make it, give it more power and control over its own destiny?
Over what?
Its own destiny, its own.
So,
a priority or two you think that the department should be concentrating?
I think the nighttime road patrol is huge. I was talking to Lori about it earlier. And that's started, but we have to retain them. We have to find a way of keeping these deputies here at night. At 3 o'clock in the morning when we get a call, we have deputies responding. I think that's essential moving forward. I would work with the commissioners and make sure that we have the funding for that. I would work with the deputies and make them aware that community service is our main job, and make us necessary. You know, make people realize that you need us out there. So, and hopefully the people that vote will go out and assist us with that. Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick question, because it's something near and dear to our hearts. We had a battle within the commissioners this past year, and just want to know where you stand in favor of or against Branch County becoming a constitutional county.
There you go. In short, I think that we already are. I think that we already are. We take an oath to the Constitution. I don't think that we need to become a constitutional county.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Swanson, I'm going to be running for District 4 County Commissioner, and I'm doing it mainly because I was asked to. Over the last 6 months, I've been asked over and over and over again to do it. I've been going to all the commissioner meetings. Most of you guys know me from being there, and so I see what they've done and what they haven't done. And I finally decided to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm a 23-year vet. So I've seen how government works, and ours isn't working. So, you know, just going to give it a whirl. You guys know I'm a MAGA guy, so I don't know what to tell you more than that. Okay?
It's just deplorable.
It's just that's it in a nutshell.
Jessica popped up. Then we'll come to you.
I need to. For people that don't know me, I'm Jessica Green. I live here in District 1, which is wards 1, 3, and 4. And I'm going to be running for our county commissioner position. We currently have Randall Hazelbaker, who also happens to sit on our city board as well as our county board. Seems like a little conflict of interest. And apparently there's even been some redistricting because of this conflict of interest going for 20-some years. So let's try to get the checks and balances back in. I want to try to bring our community's voice back to our community. I feel like somebody shouldn't just be sitting behind a desk making decisions for all of us without knowing who we are and what we want and need, right? So I'd like to be able to make sure that I'm out there in the community, available, and able to figure out what our community needs to be able to bring that to our board and say, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do. So that's where I stand on it.
How y'all doing tonight? Fred Blankenship. I'm also running for sheriff for Branch County on the Republican ticket in August. I've been with the sheriff's office over 28 years. I'm still there. I'm currently the captain. I run the jail. I've done a lot of stuff at the sheriff's office. I've been court officer. I've been a road patrol deputy. I've been corrections special investigator at the prosecutor's office. I live in the city of Coldwater in the 3rd Ward. Born and raised in Branch County. I just want to move the sheriff's department forward like we've been doing. We want to keep night patrol, like Robin said. We want to keep that going, make sure the commissioners are on board. We just can't stop at what we got this time. We have to continue that because that's kind of the bare minimum, and that's what they're going to give us, this year. But we got to go into the future. You guys just voted and passed, a $23 million jail that somebody's got to run, and somebody's got to run it right. And we came in under budget on that jail, and I just want to continue that through the future. So if you guys have any questions for me, the Facebook page will be up and running soon. So hop on board and let me know if you have any questions, okay?
Can I ask you the same one that I asked Robin?
I agree with Robin. I was in most of those meetings with the sheriff and the commissioners, and I know it's, you got views on both sides. I've taken an oath for 28 years to the Constitution of the United States and Michigan. And I do agree that, we don't need to do that right now. Ottawa County's dealing with that right now, and it's kind of a mess up there right now. So I think we're doing all right.
So if that's the case, I'd like to know where you stand if we have a governor who tries to pass things that are not constitutional. Will you stand your ground and make sure that we do not follow that here in Branch County?
Well, yeah, if it's unconstitutional, that's up to the courts to decide whether it's unconstitutional, correct? And that's what we go by. Okay?
It's not the way that the ordinance works.
You got it.
No. There's some laws that, yes, we will use our discretion in enforcing. Okay? And we'll wait and we'll toe the line until we make a decision. We're not going to go out and take people's guns if that's what you're asking. Okay? We're not going to do that. Okay? We're going to work with the person if that comes along, and we're going to work with that person. We're going to settle it. We're not going to go out and smash people's doors in and start taking guns. Okay? We're not going to do that. All right? Yeah, we don't have deputies.
We just got the night patrol back.
David?
David.
Dave Mansfield, I'm going to join the crowd with the commissioners. I'm going to run for District 5. That's over in Quincy, Butler, California, Township area. Looking forward to partnering with some of the folks that have helped make the fight. I totally disagree with not going on the record as a constitutional county. I'll just say that. I'm also a MAGA person. I see that as our only way forward, or the country's lost anyway. And if we can't see right now that there's unconstitutional activity taking action every day that no one's addressing. So if we wait for the courts, if we wait for it, if we wait to put our sheriff department in between all of that mess, I think we're going to be in a world of hurt. So I hope we're proactive. I hope we can come together. If anybody has any ideas about Ellen McClellan, what he's done right or wrong that could help me out and get to know the area better, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for
Mike, did you want to say something before bringing home about running for 2 minutes?
My name is Michael Thyng. For those of you who don't know, I already announced at the Republican Committee one time before. I'm 65 years old. I'm not from Michigan. I'm originally from Maine. I graduated high school in 1977. And after I graduated high school, I went into the Army. I was in the Army for a total of 7 years. After that point, I worked as a reserve for the city of Coldwater for 4 years. 1 year I was not in public service, and then for the next 31 years I was a Michigan State Trooper. I retired from the state police in 2020. The next day I started working at Bronson Police Department part-time. And then in January 17th of 21, Sheriff Pollock hired me to work at the Sheriff's Department as a road patrol officer. I've been working there ever since. My family is, I have a wife, we've been married for 42 years. We have 2 sons, we have 6 adopted children. They're almost all out of the house, hopefully so. And My achievements in the military, I was a staff sergeant before I got out of the Army. I was in charge of 105 people while doing physical training. I also had a squad of 12 people. When I got out of the Army and I became a state trooper, I achieved the position of field training officer. I also trained at the Michigan State Police Training Academy. I'm also a crime scene investigator, which I am still a field training officer and a crime scene investigator. One of my beliefs is that if you're not happy with what's going on, is rather than just complain about it, which the Sheriff's Department has done a good job at improving what they had to what they have now. That is 100% right, Captain Blankenship. We're moving ahead. We are trying to get a partial night patrol started till the other ones get out of the academy and they get trained. But there are some other areas we need to improve on, which I believe would be.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're doing 2 minutes and Mike,
Okay.
it's not going
Thank you
well,
for
so
listening
I'm
to me.
going
I do have a
Hey, Michael, I would like that, I don't know if you got to hear the conversation before to the other two candidates, but this goes back to our commissioner discussion on the constitutional county to know exactly where you stand. So we are going to move forward. We're attempting to replace commissioners who voted against it, clearly, and we will then push it back through the commissioners to get Branch County passed as a constitutional county. So where do you stand?
As a constitutional sheriff, I know somewhat about it. I'm not I don't have a great knowledge of it, but some of the things that have been put forth to me since I've been in the campaign are things such as the red flag law, such as Captain Blankenship was talking about. And I personally do not agree with that. You can't take away people's rights to their arms. So there's things you have to work with on that, but that's one thing I do not agree with. I don't support it. There's other things. I was asked by somebody about if a DNR officer came onto their property from the state and wanted to check for licenses and find things that are wrong so they can write citations, asked me if I would stop that. No, I can't stop that. There's some things that we can work with, some things we can't.
I think I can, let me be more specific. If there was something in the federal constitution or something in the Michigan Constitution that was passed that violated our overall United States Constitution rights,
yes,
would you support that over the U.S. Constitution?
I wouldn't support it over the U.S. Constitution.
But would you enforce it if it violated our U.S. Constitution rights?
I'm not trying to skirt your question, Karen, but I don't like to do what ifs. And I understand, and I've seen some of the laws that are coming out, and such as the red flag law. Each case, and just an example, like he started to hit on. You can't go to somebody's house just because their ex-spouse or ex-friend or somebody wants to claim that, oh, they're crazy, they're going to hurt somebody, this is what they're doing, that's what they're doing. That is not what we're here for. We are here to protect the public and serve the public. Just because you have someone who is PO'd at their spouse or former spouse or whatever, you can't just presume that what they're telling you or the judge is 100%. There would have to be a lot of investigation on that as to whether or not it's actually true, or it's just not necessarily say it, but a scorned woman.
I know, on this one. I know we're out of time.
Jessica, what?
Tomorrow at Occasions at 5 p.m. School starts at 5. The actual event starts at 6. We have Christiane Hall and Sheriff Richard Mack coming to speak about constitutional sheriff's responsibilities and things of that nature. And I would like to encourage them all to show up. Actually, I'd like to dare you to find out what your actual rights are as a sheriff.
Thank you.
Yeah, so these we can just say who's on it.
So these ones that are checks are the ones that are at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those are the winners.
Okay.
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 You want to read them?
Yep. Or you want to?
Or do you want me to? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we have our 11.
Okay, so in no particular order, Karen Kirkpatrick, Jennifer, Randy,
Last name too.
sorry, Jennifer Wertz, Randy Hollister, David, well, there's two, oh, they're both Daves. Okay, so David Lewis, Jessica Green, Chris Green, Judith Mansfield, David Mansfield, Nate Wertz, Doug Campbell, and Tiffany Vargo.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, that's 11.
And then anybody that's going, doesn't matter if you're delegate or alternate, at the end of the night, you got to get your information to Nicole because we have to send this into the state and the county.
And I have it all in a spreadsheet already, so basically come just verify with me that nothing has changed.
What I'm trying to do is make sure we have, for alternates, options. Is that good?
Working for me.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 alternates automatically, correct?
What if you just erase Doug and Tiffany and put them over here so that then on the one
Okay.
side they can see?
You can erase, yeah, so you can
Yeah.
erase it all now.
And also, is there anybody else
That's true.
that would
Yeah.
like to go as an alternate? Anybody over here? Casey, you want to go? Would you like to go?
Sure.
All right. Well, that's what this is. This,
So you
Yep.
said just erase everybody except the alternates, correct? Is that what I was told?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Works for
We
me.
should have everybody already on record,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, precinct delegates get precedent, but we have now filtered down through where we've run out of precinct delegates that can't go. So now it's open to anyone that's here that is a voter in the area. That's your only requirement. So,
Republican, preferably.
well, yeah, Republican, yeah,
Republican voter.
yep.
Is there any?
Jerry, now you
I'm
can
gonna-
party.
Yeah, I'm gonna withdraw my name.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, if you're ready, Susan, we have somebody who wants to be added on.
Okay.
Angela.
Angela?
Oh, yep. Last name's Odell, O-D-E-L-L.
I'm sorry, say that again?
O-D-E-L-L.
Angela Odell.
Very good. Anyone else?
Michelle. We keep leaning.
No, I said no.
I
thank
know,
you.
I'm
I
teasing.
appreciate
I'm
it.
teasing.
Okay, so what we will do now is we will have those 4 people draw out of a hat and just numbered 1 through 4, and that we have to have them in order because if we need one alternate, we have to already know who the first one, second one, third, blah blah will be. So.
Oh, we need to put them in order?
No, yeah, we gotta put them in a hat. and draw
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Say
Okay.
that can be in order. Oh, you got it.
Just anything, John?
Add Julie and I to the list of alternates. Can't hurt.
Sweet. Where's the rest of them at?
Detroit.
Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh, nice. That's
It
cool.
it could go into the evening. Okay, so we're adding John Senior, and she doesn't know it, but Julia also. Thank you, Julia.
You just got voted in for, well, or not voted in, but let me rephrase that.
That's what you get for hiding in the back.
Your husband did that. Cool.
Just in case the match is over.
I wouldn't take it, we wouldn't take a seat if there's anybody else that even has an inkling they wanna go, but we are gonna be in Detroit.
Yep.
And,
very good.
Anyone else?
Anybody? Doug, you said something?
I was just gonna ask a procedure thing, because I'm curious, it's been a while. Is there a chair selected of the delegates?
And what we've done in past years has been, I think
when
we
is
used
elected, or select here or later?
well, I think, didn't we last year, somebody just came up with it and chose during the meeting?
Well, I would,
That everybody-
for what it's worth, if it's okay, I would nominate you to be the chair of the delegate party that goes to Detroit.
Okay. Support. And I would accept that. Any other nominations for heading up the group up there?
I move that you close.
Nobody wants that job.
How
Nobody
many do
wants
we
that
have?
job.
1,
Call
2,
for the
3,
question.
4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3,
All in
4, 5,
favor
6.
of me heading up the group up there, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. I won.
Or you lost, you lost.
Yeah.
Right, one thing, or what are we doing? No, we're just gonna, so, we need to, did we move to cast a unanimous ballot for these alternates?
Should.
I move for a unanimous ballot.
Or it's been moved and supported to cast a unanimous ballot for everybody on the board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Passes.
We need your hat.
Can those 6
Don't laugh.
people come see me, that are on the board and draw, then you will know what
Oh, okay.
the alternate order is.
All right.
And for anybody that hasn't seen him lately, this is Alex with the camera.
Yeah.
Alex. Alex is a young man in the area that is trying to figure out a way to get information to the youth in the area on conservatism, God. What else, Alex?
Biking.
What he said, biking. So he's doing a YouTube film, and someday we'll figure out what to do with it. Don't really know right now, but it could be very helpful if we have an idea of what to do. Podcast or something. So they're picking their numbers. This will be what order they are at the alternate. Are those guys teasing?
Oh, I see. I saw what you did and I know why.
Are you related to Brandy Odell by any chance?
I thought it was up in the front where they did it.
Yeah.
Karen, nice to meet you.
Go for
Yeah. You want me to?
Good job, Andrew. Thank you.
One thing would it fall under the constitutional county is the state passing a law that they can override township ordinances concerning schools. So that would be a good example right there. You know, if the township is saying no, we don't want, and the state comes in and basically volunteers, right? Right.
They're like, what is she doing? Okay.
Number one, another question. Good. One more time,
That's how it goes. That's how it goes, yeah.
This is why
I'll show you. But the her and him could be put on the list at the end. We can just put it at the end, right? Just add them in 6
Well, we would do amend that, we already voted.
The problem is, they have one rule that if you're not gonna be here that night, that you have to let somebody know ahead of time. And
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was just like a harebrained scheme. No,
I
don't want to go by myself.
If you want to go, you can take him as a guest.
Yeah, he can still go, but just not you.
He probably can't sit with you in the seat at that session.
Okay.
But he could go because they'll have seats behind the elements.
All right, that's okay. I better just leave it as is. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, the order that our alternates are in.
Robert Williams, Rock Ludwig, Dina Olds, Angela Odell, Julia Lindsay, John Lindsay.
Last again.
Very good. Okay. Now, the last order of the evening is to elevate anyone that's here tonight that can be elevated to precinct delegate.
Angela Odell.
Angela Odell. And do we know, Angela, we have to look up your precinct and make sure that there is an opening.
I did not.
What precinct is she? What precinct?
Where
Kinderhook.
That's
right. I'm sorry.
You got it.
That's what you were pointing to.
No kidding. I know.
Okay. So you're allowed so many precinct delegates, so we just have to make sure there is an opening. Anyone else? Boy, you're special tonight, and do we have them say something? I think we should. Would you like to tell us why you'd like to be a precinct delegate?
Well, I think that if you're gonna be involved in your community, that you need to do something. Our country's in a terrible position right now, and I have some extra time, so I'd like to volunteer in any way I can.
All in favor of elevating Angela Odell to precinct delegate for, was Kinderhook? Kinderhook. Say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Pass. You're a precinct delegate. And we need all your info tonight before you leave.
Angela, I just need your driver's license.
Any other? Is there any other elevations?
I don't see anybody stepping up.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn this meeting of the Branch County Convention.
Do I have a second? Lots of support. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. We're out.
Great.